This episode of the Arkham Files is brought to you by Big Belly Burger. Big Belly Burger is hosting a brand new special offer just for the listeners of the Arkham Files. If you go there and tell them that Dr. Henderson and Dr. Boose sent you, you will get, for only $14.99, 2 burgers, just the burger, no cheese, no ketchup, no nothing else. Just the burger, no buns either. And fries and a small drink. And it's the best deal. And you got to go get yourself one now. Big Belly Burger. We thank them for sponsoring the Arkham Files. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Arkham Files. My name is Dr. Henderson.
My name is Dr. Boose.
And today, we're going to get into the case file of Killer Croc.
Right.
I'll tell you what, man, listening to that Big Belly Burger ad made me hungry.
Just got some. I buy that for
$14.99.
2 patties. 2 patties, fries, just for $14.99. That's the deal of a lifetime.
It is. Do you like Killer Croc?
I love Killer Croc. Top 5.
I have to disagree.
Oh.
I know that I don't like him or anything. He's not my favorite. Like he's not in my top 10. I don't think. Or he might be. He might be 10.
He's always been my favorite. Even as like a kid, I always liked his image.
I like his voice though in the Arkham games.
The only time I not like him was in Arkham Knight.
He's like super mutated.
Yeah, I don't like that. I always liked it where he's like in the mid of it, like not like early, like in Arkham, like Arkham Asylum and City, or like those two are in the.
If you really want to count City though, he shows up in one scene.
Yeah, but he's in it.
And it's like an Easter egg.
I like that. I'm setting ground here. What I like. That's my favorite looking Killer Croc. And plus, I mean, you just played it. I mean, literally, the Arkham Asylum Killer Croc stage is like
scary.
pretty much the best in the game.
Yeah. I can agree. I guess we can go ahead and get into the next file. Killer Croc is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics, commonly as an adversary of the superhero Batman. The character belongs to the collective of adversaries that make up Batman's rogues gallery. Originally a sideshow wrestler, Waylon Jones suffers from a rare genetic condition, giving him a crocodile-like appearance and superhuman abilities. Driven insane by his irreversible transformation, he adopted the name Killer Croc and turned to a life of crime, over time developing animalistic tendencies which make him a dangerous individual. The character has also been a member of the Suicide Squad, debuting in the 5th volume of the comic series revolving around the team, and a romantic interest of Enchantress. Originally portrayed as a supervillain, later stories would show the character in a more anti-heroic light. The character has been adapted into various media, most revolving around Batman. Killer Croc made his live-action debut in the 2016 DC Extended Universe film Suicide Squad, portrayed by Adewale... Adewale Kinuye Rajay.
I'll say no. Ask me for guesses because I don't know.
A version of the character appeared in the 3rd season of the Arrowverse series Batwoman, performed by Heidi Bin.
Okay, interesting.
The one character that was not in Gotham. They put the mutant leader in Gotham, but not.
It's crazy they could do Clayface, but not do Killer Croc. I mean, I'm surprised
they did the mutant leader too.
Weird, because I mean, he easily could have just done a normal looking guy.
Yeah, well, they had a part at one point where there was there's some monster in the sewer that they kept talking about, and then which I thought was Killer Croc, and they go down to the sewer and Bruce fights him, because this is the point where like Bruce is kind of running around as a vigilante, and he fights him, but it wasn't Killer Croc. It was just some like big dude.
Some just big dude. I wonder.
I have to rewatch it. It's been a long time since I saw that part. It was one episode, so.
But I feel like what they could have easily done, because I found it weird because I feel like it could have really, be like one of like the creatures that could have worked for Gotham, and that is like I don't know what you call it, but like him, like I don't know what you call it. like literally get some like normal guy and maybe have some like VF like some special not special effects, but like some makeup artists draw like some scales on him on his like neck or something. So he is like transforming. I mean, I think they could have done that.
I mean, they had Solomon Grundy in the show.
I'm saying
it's like a big character.
Like I'm all like,
yeah.
The easiest what he could do is probably Killer Croc if you're gonna do like one of those monster creatures.
Yeah, and I think if Gotham would have got to go with 7 seasons like it was supposed to before Warner Brothers canceled it in favor of Ben Affleck's Batman, which we saw how that ended. It would have went 7 seasons. That's why the Joker was done the way it was in that show, because they didn't have time to. They had to turn him into 2 different people. They weren't supposed. They weren't originally going to do that, but because their time got cut short, they couldn't do the story they wanted. They'd already set up.
Yeah.
So I guarantee they probably would have done Killer Croc at one point in there, but yeah.
It was like they did like everyone in that show.
Yeah, they did a lot of people. They did Bane in the final season. Harley Quinn was in there at one point.
I mean, they tried to do the Court of Owls in the show, right?
Yeah, they were the villains of an entire season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they did. I mean, they did everyone.
I'll never forget how, because I was really I loved the show when it first came out, because I just thought it was so cool. It's nothing like I'd ever. That was back when I wasn't like too big into superheroes. I love superheroes, I love Batman, but everything else I wasn't like too big into. But when this show, I was so happy about this show. And then the season 1 finale, Bruce and Alfred are looking through the Thomas Wayne's books, and they find a remote, and they press it, and the fireplace opens up. And they reveal the Batcave. And I was like, I was so happy. I was like the happiest little kid. And then they showed the Batcave like one other time in the show after that, and that was it. Okay.
But
I don't want to get into that. This is about Killer Croc. Killer Croc was created by writer Jerry Conway and artist Gene Colan. The character made cameo appearances in Detective Comics number 523 in February 1983 and Batman number 357 in 1983 in March 1983, with his first appearance in Detective Comics number 524 in March of 1983. I wonder how much his first appearance goes for. What do you think? I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 100,000.
No.
Am I too high or too low?
Way too high.
50,000.
Way too high.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
10,000.
Way too high.
Are you serious? The first appearance of Killer Croc?
Yep. And Jason Todd.
Oh, so Jason Todd and Killer Croc both have the same issue.
Yeah.
Wow, really? Yeah, it's that 5,000?
Way too high.
Are you serious? 1,000.
Way too high.
$500?
A little bit lower.
450.
Lower.
400.
Lower.
300?
Higher.
350.
Lower.
325?
Yes.
Are you serious?
GoCollect.com, who is a comic book website. They got it for $325.
Yeah, but that's how much they got it for. But like, how much is it normal?
eBay, this person's selling it on eBay is $7.5 for $50.
For $50? The first appearance of Killer Croc.
And the first appearance of Killer Croc Jason Todd is a 9.6 CGC graded on the other website. Maybe. It's not that. Well, this person's also selling theirs for $600. This person's selling theirs for $700, but then the other people are selling it for like $390, $40, $260, $39. This person's selling it for $2,000. I don't know what they're doing.
Hey, maybe she a head start on that.
I know, honestly, at this point.
They like just go crazy with it. Like, yeah, man, this is the first appearance of Jason Todd and Killer Croc.
At this point.
That's crazy. First appearance of a villain and a Robin. And you're telling me.
It actually might be the first appearance of Jason Todd Red Hood. I'm not sure, though.
Oh,
I don't know. No, just Red Hood, Jason Todd as Red Hood. I think that might be what it is, because I don't know when Death of the Family. That's when Jason Todd was killed, right? Not Death. Was not Death in the Family. What is that book? Is it Death in the Family?
Yeah, it's not in the family. Are you thinking about like Killing Joke as like for Barbara getting shot? Like,
no, I was thinking. I was thinking of Death of the Family. I was just trying to remember the name of. There's a book called Death in the Family, and then there's Death of a Family, and it always confuses me.
What's the difference?
Death of a Family is where Joker tries to. I think he kills or tries to kill the entire Bat family. Like, and I think he like almost succeeds. And it's a New 52 thing. And then there's Death in the Family, which is the Jason Todd. I always get confused with those two.
Okay.
Let me get into the pre-crisis for Killer Croc. Waylon Jones was born with a rare form of atavism. I think they say that imparted him with reptilian traits with his birth, causing the death of his mother. He was raised by his aunt, an abusive alcoholic who called him names like Lizard Boy and Reptilian Freak. Croc eventually killed his aunt and became a criminal in Gotham City. After committing several murders, he faced off against Batman and the new Robin, Jason Todd, who defeated him. In these original pre-crisis appearances, Killer Croc resembled a powerfully built man covered entirely in green scales, but was still basically human in his facial proportions and build. He was also originally depicted as killing Jason Todd's parents. This was later retconned to make Two-Face their murderer.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Post-crisis. You want to get into that?
Yes. Here. Oh, crap.
Yeah. So we'll take it two at a time like we did with the ventriloquist episode.
Yep. Killer Croc escaped custody and sought revenge on Harvey Bullock and two other criminals who got him in jail. Batman tracked him down, and Croc went into a homicidal rage when new water tunnels were built, which would flood Killer Croc's new home. Croc seemingly sacrificed himself to hold the water back when they finally were open. In reality, Croc was buried under rubble and was freed from his prison by storm drains. Killer Croc survived on rats and was isolated for months, driving him further into madness. Croc later went on a rampage after a confrontation with a vagrant and winds up in a shopping mall after delivering several blows to Croc. Batman is distracted by a glimpse of Bane. Croc then grabs Batman and tries to break his back. He fails, and Bane pits himself against Croc, breaking his arms. Croc is then put back into Arkham Asylum.
Fight between Killer Croc and Bane sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting. Yeah. Try to pull a Bane on Batman. Bane didn't like that.
Yeah, only Bane's allowed to do it.
Bane is a character. I've read the Batman One Bad Day books, and I read the Bane one, and he's a character that like he respects Batman. Like he likes Batman. He's just Batman gets in his way, then he's gonna deal with it.
It's kind of like, hey, I respect your battle. Yeah. Like what kind of respect is it?
It's basically the same. He respects like his morals and the way he goes about saying his like, because Bane's not a bad guy, but when he gets the venom in him, that's when he turns bad.
Yeah, I'm assuming it is the same with like
sort of. Which we saw a little bit of that in Batman Arkham Asylum when he's up there hung up before Joker presses the button and dumps him full of venom. He's like, help Batman, help me, or get me down. And I mean, see, get
me down.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Does he say that? Does he say get me down?
It's either that or cut me down. I don't remember which one.
Huh. Yeah.
When Bane breaks the inmates of Arkham Asylum in the Nightfall saga, Croc attempts to get revenge on Bane. While in the sewers, he smells Bane and goes after him, and the two fight each other atop a ledge. Bane casually breaks one of Croc's arms again, and Croc fights until the ledge they are standing on breaks, and the two fall into the sewers. The fight ends up as a draw. Croc later returns, attacking the docks to try to lure Bane out for a rematch, but is defeated by Dick Grayson, now acting as Batman after Bruce defeated Valley before taking time off for self-analysis. Without the villain realizing that he is facing a new Batman, Killer Croc is left for the police in a fishing net, all bruised up with a broken arm. Killer Croc is summoned by a paranormal force to break out of Arkham and make his way to the Louisiana swamps. I know who this is just by hearing that. Batman follows him there only to find that the mysterious force is actually the Swamp Thing, who offers Croc a place in the swampland where he can finally give in to his animal side, live free from human persecution, and have a peaceful and joyous life.
Aww. Does he accept it?
Probably not.
Probably not. Killer Croc has appeared in both the Hush storyline and his chronological follow-up, Broken City. In the former, he is infected with a virus that greatly increases the rate of his devolution. I guess devolution.
Yeah. Opposite of evolution.
Yeah. Overseeing a kidnapping for Hush before Batman defeats him. This provides Batman's first clue that someone else is orchestrating events, as he knows that Croc is too stupid to attempt a complex scheme like a kidnapping on his own. Due to the many variables thrown, Killer Croc has briefly restored to his original form. The Mad Hatter, under Black Mask orders, implanted Killer Croc with a device that made him loyal to Black Mask and caused the virus to return. Batman freed Croc from Black Mask control. Croc attempted to take revenge on Mad Hatter, but was stopped by Batman. Croc then escaped. When it attempts... Oh, sorry. Yes, I was saying.
I was going to say, I see how the file kind of gets a little broken up in sentences here. You just probably go to the subdued right there.
Subdued. Oh, yeah, I see. When an attempt at a cure fails, Killer Croc devours an involved doctor and retreats to the sewers, vowing vengeance on Batman and Black Mask. Okay. So I always wanted to see him just eat someone whole. Like, you don't really see it in the games. Well, no, never mind. You do. I think you do see it in like Arkham Knight, right? And
yeah, I think so. You also see it in the Lego Batman 3 game when he eats Robin.
He does eat Robin?
Yeah, and he spits him back out, and he's got the Dr. Fate helmet on when he comes out.
Oh yeah, that happens in the Lego. Yeah, okay, I remember. What a terrible game that was. I hate Lego Batman 3.
Also in Batman Arkham VR, Killer Croc, you don't see it, but he bites Robin's head off.
Oh, does he really?
Well, you don't see it. It cuts out right before, but he goes and it's his whole head in his mouth. Because when you get trapped, when you're trying to do the puzzle or whatever, and Robin's there and you're trying to figure out how to get the gates to lift or whatever, or the cage. And then right when Robin's lifts, he jumps down and Killer Croc pushes him against I think it was like a jump scare.
Oh, okay. I don't remember much. Because I played it once and that was it.
I played that game at least 25 times and beat it each time.
I remember cool. I remember liking it, but I remember.
I just played it. I'm I feel like being Batman.
I remember I just just more confused sometimes.
It was just all of it was a dream.
It was all a dream. Yeah, see, I'm yeah.
Because Batman was having nightmares because he's got Joker infected with him. That's what the whole thing's about.
Oh,
he has a nightmare that the Joker blood takes over him and he kills Nightwing and he turns to the Joker at the end of it. Is the whole thing.
Oh, so it takes place right before Arkham Knight?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
anyway.
How lovely.
Yep. I think you were at in Infinite Crisis right there.
Yes. In Infinite Crisis, Croc becomes a member of Alexander Luthor Jr.'s Secret Society of Supervillains. 1 year later, during the face-to-face storyline, Killer Croc is shared to have feeding on the dead body of an orca. He next shows up in a countdown where he breaks free from his shackles in Arkham Asylum, attempts to kill Jimmy Olsen, who uses elastic powers to escape. What? Is it Jimmy Olsen or Plastic Man? Excuse me? Okay. Killer Croc is then subdued. He is later seen...
Well, okay, I can read the rest of it.
Okay.
It says, he is later seen among the exiled villains in Salvation Run. After the Martian Manhunter is defeated and imprisoned in a fiery cage, Croc suggests that he will eat the Martian. Lex Luthor forbids it. During the final Crisis storyline, Killer Croc can be seen as the member of Libra's Secret Society of Supervillains. Killer Croc is later turned into a Justifier. In the Battle for the Cowl storyline, Killer Croc is recruited by a new Black Mask to be a part of a group of villains aiming to take over Gotham and Bloodhaven. During the events of Brightest Day, which I haven't read Brightest Day, but I need to. I know it's a sequel to Blackest Night.
Yeah.
Killer Croc is intentionally released from his cell by a guard whom Osiris kills when Deathstroke and his band of Titans infiltrate Arkham. While attempting to flee from the facility, he is attacked by Osiris, who mistakes Killer Croc for his old enemy, Sobek. Interesting.
Okay.
I'll read I'll read these first two for New 52. In the continuity DC's 2011 reboot, The New 52, Killer Croc was established to have fought Roy Harper in Hell's Kitchen in a flashback scene in Red Hood and the Outlaws. He's been passingly referenced by Roy, as he is Roy's current sponsor for his alcoholism at the time when Roy was in a bar with Jason Todd. Roy is only drinking water, but knows that Waylon would disapprove. During the 2013-2014 Forever Evil storyline, which I almost bought that book the other day, but then I changed my mind because I need to, but I have like 2 other books I got to read first. It's like part of the story. Anyway, Croc began ruling over Gotham's lower class. He murders a corrupt SWAT team that murdered one of the few people who were nice to him. When the crime syndicate invades Earth, Croc takes over Wayne Tower. He's confronted by the villain Bane, who injects Croc with venom, turning Croc into a hulking giant, whom Bane then defeats.
Okay. While institutionalized in Arkham, Killer Croc meets Sybil Silverlock. Oh, is that how you,
I guess.
Okay. A woman with dissociative identity disorder.
We just went over this word.
Oh, we remember this. I was like, what is it called?
Associative.
Dissociative identity disorder. He bonds with her softer personality, and she shows him a picture of her daughter, Olive. Sybil has him promise to look after Olive if she ever gets out. After destruction of Arkham Asylum, Killer Croc escapes and travels to Gotham Academy, where he watches over Olive and tells her about her mother, who was rendered comatose by the Tom's destruction after Batman confronts them. Olive and Killer Croc escape to a swamp before parting. He tells her that if she is like her mother, to come and find him one day. He recently helped Harley Quinn and her friends fight a gang of other Batman villains in Coney Island.
Oh, strange addition there at the end. Okay. Now, I guess I'll go ahead and read the rest of this. In the pages of DC Rebirth with the Suicide Squad, Killer Croc and the squad go on a mission to retrieve a cosmic item from a Russian undersea prison revealed to be a portal to the Phantom Zone and come face to face with General Zod. He attacks the squad, and when spotting Zod about to kill June Moon / Enchantress, Croc saves her just in time. After the mission, back in their cells, June Moon and Croc have a heartfelt conversation and embrace each other. Killer Croc and June Moon enjoy New York City and decide to explore that romance in the future. Croc encourages her to try, but later expresses fear and sheds tears that he will lose her if she's able to achieve her dream. Enchantresses... Did I miss something? No, I didn't. Okay. Anyway, I know. So it's just like the way it turned into like him encouraging her to do something. Like, what's he encouraging her to do?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
But I don't know. Enchantress's rampage in New York City lasts until it is revealed that it is an editor from a magazine company who rejected June. After being convinced by Croc to reevaluate her, he decided to give her some freelance work. Moved by Waylon's actions, June reins in the Enchantress and thanks her love for helping her. Ball escapes the battle after downloading the file. 2 days later in the cell, Croc mourns and breaks down in tears over June Moon's death, as Rick told him that June Moon is the only one who did not see him as monstrous. He eventually leaves the squad. The Harley Quinn series, Killer Croc joins the Penguin's plans to take over New York, but went off on his own to take Coney Island, revealing that he was on display there in a freak show as a kid, driving out the other villains. After it was all torn down, Harley convinced him to join her side and help take it all back from the Penguin. Killer Croc decided to go by his first name, Waylon, later took over Tusk's Hotel in Monster Town, granting second chances to any monster in need. In Joker War event tie-in, the Joker and his goons assaulted Monster Town. He decided to create a new one in the sewers of Gotham, hoping that he and the others would be left alone and wanting no involvement in the war. Batman attempts to warn Croc of the dangers of the chemicals in the water, but doesn't believe him. He makes a deal with Batman to fight him, only to lose. Although Croc and his gang are later taken to jail, he promises them the best of care, including a reversal of their conditions if a cure can be found. In Infinite Frontier, Croc, along with Firefly, Knockout, and Cheshire, are brought together by Clayface as potential allies, hoping to seek a second chance by defending Ally Town. Kind of went off the rails there at the end.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, but that is the end of the Arkham Files. Let me see. We have just a little bit of time. Maybe there's a page here that talks about the top 10 worst things that Killer Croc has done.
Yeah.
Let's see if there is. Let me look through here. Nope, never mind. There's not.
Oh, well, okay.
But that's the end of the case file.
That's the end of the case file.
Honestly, it didn't. Unlike Ventriloquist, it didn't really bump him up for me.
No, I still feel the same with Killer Croc. I like him a lot. Have no. I don't know, I've always liked Killer Croc. I always thought he was a cool looking character, and I've always wanted to see more of him. I mean, I don't know. I like to see him in more things. I don't really know what exactly I'd like, but anything's worth.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just anything better than what they did in Arkham Knight. That's all I'm asking.
Okay. Hot take, probably, maybe. My least favorite Killer Croc design is the one from Batman the Animated Series.
No,
where he's gray and he looks like a dude, like a guy, but with like a weird head.
Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take because I don't really care for the design either.
Like I don't look at that and like, oh, scare. I don't look at that and go, oh, Killer Croc.
Yeah, I always was he originally gray at first in like the comics,
No.
like how.
No, his first appearance, it showed that first appearance comic, he was green.
Oh, okay.
It was just a style choice for them. That's a show we need to. If we ever did like watch through reviews, like or something, we were together and we like do a reaction, or like watch Batman the Animated Series or something.
Yeah,
I mean, interesting.
Cool with
it. Fun. I've never seen it all the way through. I've seen most of the episodes, but not all of it.
I've seen the whole series. I bought the Blu-ray of like the entire series.
Yeah, I wanted to do that at one point
during like the summer, and I just binged it all in like over the summer. It was cool because like Mask of the Phantasm and Batman Sub-Zero.
Yeah, and it was one of the first shows. The show was so dark and it was so different for its time because I don't know if you've heard any interviews stuff. The show was painted on a black canvas, like the art for it and stuff. That's why it's so dark. Everything was painted onto black.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why it explains the whole kind of like dark atmosphere that it has. So it's why it's so different. But anyway, that was a little tangent there. I guess we'll go ahead and get ready to head out of here.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for joining us for this episode of the Arkham Files. Next week, we talk about Professor Pig, another weird one.
Yep.
And then after that will be the finale. And I'm going to talk about something there that I probably shouldn't talk about, but I think it's time it needs to be talked about. With that being said, this has been the Arkham Files, and we'll catch you all next week. Bye, guys.
See ya.